Hello, my name is Chance Jaffrey. I'll be going over the wind tunnel and the coefficient of lift and coefficient of drag data. So our aircraft specs, our length is 15.75, wingspan of 8.62, outer diameter of 1.875, approximate ratio of 1, and an airspeed of 70.33 miles per hour. So with that airspeed, we were able to find at these angles of attack the voltage, and with that we were able to calculate lift, and with lift we were able to calculate the coefficient of lift. And we can see a pattern here in that the low AOA, so negative 15, we have a very low lift, negative in fact, and the same thing can be seen on the coefficient of lift, which means we are not climbing. In this case we might be descending. So as our AOA increases, so does our lift, and so does our coefficient lift. About 0, we see that it's not really level, it's still kind of negative, but it's extremely small. At about 3, we get our positive coefficient lift, in which we are actually able to either climb or maintain our altitude. So as our AOA increases, so does our amount of lift. And we can see that on the graph here. That with the low AOA, we have negative coefficient of lift, but as it increases, we start gaining more and more lift, which is the exact thing that we predicted with the graphs from the book. Here we have the coefficient of drag data. Same thing here, where we have the AOA, and then we also have the voltage for it. Using that, we are able to calculate the drag for each angle of attack, and then using that drag to get the coefficient of drag. The pattern here is that it's high at the beginning and also ending high. And we can see here that with a really low AOA, that the amount of drag is really high, and as we start to level out, that drag slowly starts decreasing up to 3. 3 is where we get the lowest coefficient of drag, but once we start pitching up, we start getting more of that induced drag. We're flying through the air, we're flying through our liquids, so that air is producing more and more drag as we're just having more of the fuselage and the wings being hit by that wind, creating more coefficient of drag. And here we can see that pattern displayed. So it starts high with the negative 15 AOA, but once we start leveling out, we start getting reduced coefficient of drag, and as we increase our AOA, we start gaining more drag as well. And that is our wind tunnel project and the data that we gained from it. Thank you very much.